It's with a great deal of thankfulness, I guess, that I would introduce to you those that are going to be sharing about our capital campaign today, and that would be Wesley and Danielle Coleman, along with Kate and Hudson. So if y'all want to come down, guys, thank you.
Good morning, guys. Is it on? Good morning. We hope everybody's had a great day so far. Wesley and I moved here right after we got married quite the years ago. It was kind of up for debate, but we figured it was like 17 to 18.
18 years, I think.
But when we moved here to Alex City, we visited several churches. I see Ellen. Hold on. I tried to call you out in the first service, and you were in that one. You can thank Ellen. She likes to take credit for bringing Wesley and me to Alex City. She hired both of us and gave us jobs at Jim Pearson. And so we hauled down here and started work there, and she likes to get the glory for that, for bringing us here. But we visited several churches, trying to find our home, and ended up landing here. We went to a small group with some people that had invited us and just felt the call that this was going to be the place where we would stay. And so here we are all these years later, still a part of this great church. Lots of opportunities that we've had. As an outreach of the church, thanks to the stewardship of so many people within this church, we've been able to participate in so many different things. We were talking about church league basketball, softball, all of the sports things. He's been a part of it. And then we welcomed our boys into this church, and of course they've been a part of Jacob's Ladder and micro soccer and all of the things, Vacation Bible School, camps, and now the children's and youth programs. So we've been able to call this church home for a while now, and we've been blessed by all of the different opportunities that it's provided. And we're grateful for all of them. But we're most grateful for the people. For us, it's about the relationships and the people that we've met and the relationships we've built and the lifelong friendships. We know that God opened the door for us to be a part of this church, and we're grateful, very grateful for that journey that He's put us on. But I think He knew so many years ago that there was going to come a time where we needed the support from each and every one of you. In June of last year, we found ourselves starting a journey that nobody could have prepared us for. It was quite the journey, but at the beginning of the medical journey that we've been through, Wesley had a stroke, and he was very limited in his speech, and we found ourselves in the hospital a couple of times, but this was one of the first trips to the hospital, and it was Sunday morning, and we were laying in the hospital. I'll let you share.
Well, it was Sunday. I know. They can hear me.
I know.
They can hear me.
Oh,
got you. It was Sunday, about 9 o'clock when the arbor starts, and I knew I couldn't really talk that much at that time. But I knew what time it was, so I pointed at the clock and said, and I don't think Danielle knew what I meant by that, so I put my hands together. Then she said,
like he was praying.
Yeah, like it.
Do you need me to
praying.
pray for you right now? I don't really know what
I'll tell you that, but
but he was saying it's time for church.
Yeah.
I want to watch church.
Right.
So that was the first of many services that we watched online over the course of it. But in that particular service, we were watching online. I don't know if it was Facebook or via live stream, but at the end of this service, Brother Matt called for a special prayer for Wesley and our family. And so we sat there in the hospital room, in the hospital bed, and watched our church family on their knees at the altar praying for us and hands lifted. And that was a really powerful moment for us and very humbling. While we don't want to have to relive what we've been through, we're very grateful for the opportunity and to see so many people surrounding us, with love and prayers. And, it was you guys. It came right here from this church. And that's been a very powerful moment for us, throughout this journey. Since that Sunday, we had a series of a few more strokes and some medical issues, an eventual heart transplant, lots of months in the hospital in Birmingham, away from home, away from our boys, away from our church family, but you guys were right there with us through it all. I know we won't ever be able to thank everybody for the support, but your prayers, your support, your love, your kindness shown to us has meant so much. And we're just one family that's benefited from the kindness and the stewardship that this church has offered. We just think about the number of lives that have been touched over the years by all of the things that we've poured out into people in our community. People, a community of believers who have answered the call and who have allowed the Lord to use them to touch other people's lives. We're very grateful for you guys. We're grateful that you allowed God to use you in the way you have, and that you continue to do that, because it's definitely made a difference for us. And it's not just Wesley and me. Our boys have been touched as well. We said in the other service, they so willingly took the opportunity to speak, so we're going to let them say something as well.
Cornerstone is special to me because we have a wonderful preacher.
And I'm just very grateful for all the youth and Mr. David who help us every Sunday and Wednesday.
We see in that, the difference that you guys have made, not just for us, but for our boys. There came a time where Shireen shared stories with us while the boys were staying with them when we were out of pocket, just their prayers and the things that they talked about, and it was just reassuring and confirming for us that you all make a difference to the young ones too, and we're grateful. They watch and they see and they hear and they see, the difference that we all can make. So we just want to ask, as we end the stewardship campaign, that you join us in praying for how God can use us, for God to show us how we can be stewards of what He's given us in whatever way that may look like. How can we show Him gratitude? How can we allow Him to use us to point others towards Him? Because that's what it's all about. It might be financially, it might be through giving, it might be through your talents. We joked in the last service, you won't ever find me up here singing. Be thankful for that. That's not my talent, but we all have talents that we can use to serve in the church. Maybe it's through your prayers. Maybe it's just through being present, being here when the doors are open, but being present in the lives of those around you, being present for your family, for your friends, for those who need you. And, we can start off by doing that, by having an attitude of gratitude that Billy's going to talk about in a little bit, and that comes from Jesus. So we just pray that you, along with us, let Him guide us, in the best way that we can be used for His glory.
We love you and thank you for everything you did for my family all these 18 years. So, yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.